Hi everyone, welcome to Wednesday. Guess what? I didn't make anything this last week, so I really have nothing to show you. However, I do have some new yarn. We're going to do a little bit of a Michaels / Herrschners yarn haul, and I'll show you what I got. I have the box right here. I'm going to show you the Michaels stuff first, and I've already taken out some of the yarn from Herrschners just because it was in a separate bag. I wanted to put it all here so I didn't forget anything. Let's take a look at the Michaels yarn. The first thing that I got was the Big Scoop ice cream. This is a Lion brand. This is the color Blueberry. It's a nice blue and white colorway. I already have some of this and I'm making a baby blanket. I think I might need more. I'm not sure. I still have plenty of the first ball of this, but I didn't want to run out, and I like this yarn anyway, so even if I don't need this for the rest of that blanket, I'll have another one and I'm perfectly fine with that. So I've got one of these. It's, if you have never used the ice cream yarn by Lion brand, it's a really nice yarn. This is probably one of my favorites. It's on the thinner side. It is classified as a 3, so it is a little bit thinner, but it works up really beautifully. I've done multiple blankets using this ice cream yarn, and I love each and every one of them. So I've got one of these. This is one of their big cakes, or big balls of yarn. There are over 1,000 yards in one of these, so it's a pretty nice size. And that was just over $10 at Michaels, so not really a bad price, I don't think, for that much yarn. Next, I got some Karen cotton cakes. This is a nice cotton yarn, some greens, a lot of green hues in this one. The colorway is called High Tide. So we've got some nice green hues, and it's a nice soft yarn. I'm not sure if I've ever used a Karen cotton cake before, so this might be new to me. It is a 4-weight yarn, and you get over 500 yards, 530 yards in one of these. So I got 2 of these, and these were just over $11 each. So again, not too bad of a price for a cotton yarn, and it is kind of a mix, so it is 60% cotton, 40% acrylic. So that's kind of a nice mixture to have. Maybe when you're making wearables, it'll be lightweight, but you also get some of these really nice colors, and it'll be kind of drapey and soft. So I'm really excited to use this and see what I think. The last thing that I got from Michaels was another Karen cake. This is a cotton painterly cake, and I'm pretty sure that I've never used this kind of yarn before, this specific yarn. It does look really familiar, this colorway, so I have a feeling that I've used something very similar to it, but I don't think I've used this specific painterly cake before. This again is 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, and you get 481 yards in this one. It's a 4-weight yarn. This color is called Fuchsia Fun, and it's a nice mix of pastel pinks and purples and peaches. So really nice colorway on that. I got 2 of these, again, just over $11 each on these. I found some good deals at Michaels, which is becoming more and more difficult these days, but I did find a pretty good deal with these yarns. Moving right along, we're moving over to Herrschners. I needed some cotton yarn in certain colors, and I've been having a hard time finding exactly what I want, and maybe that's because I don't really know what I want or what I need. I'm looking for some blues and some yellows specifically. So here's what I came up with. We'll take a closer look at this. So this is the Premier Afternoon Cotton, and I know I've not used this at all, so this will be new to me. 100% mercerized Egyptian Giza cotton. So it is soft. It's fairly soft. It's thin. This one I believe is yes, it's a 3 weight. So it is a thinner weight yarn, but very nice. A nice blue color. This is specifically called Summer Sky. So a nice blue. Again, afternoon cotton by Premier. This is a nice yellow, and this colorway is Banana. And these are fairly small little balls of yarn. There's only 136 yards in one of these. And I want to say that they were like maybe $2.99 each. And I got 3 of each. I think the yellows that I got were on sale, and the blue was not on sale. So that one might have been like $3.99 and these were $2.99. I can't remember exactly, but it was in that range. So we've got the blue and the yellow, so summer blue, banana. And then I got a darker yellow. It was hard to tell the different colors, the hues of yellow on the computer as I was ordering. So I just got a couple of different ones, I got 2 different ones. This colorway is just called yellow. So we've got banana here and yellow here. This one's a much darker yellow. This one almost looks very pastel-y, and I know it's hard to see accurately on the camera here, but this one is the banana and this one is just yellow. The yellow looks more like it's got some darker orangey type hues in it. So I've got 3 of each of these, 3 of the blues. Really pretty. These are soft. I have a couple of different ideas of what I want to make, and like I said, I wasn't sure which yellow would best accomplish what I need or want to make. So we got these 2, and the blue is perfect. I can use this. And last but not least, we have another Lion Brand yarn, Santa's stash yarn. It's sort of a mystery pack that they put together. I always love getting these just for the fun of not knowing what yarn is going to be in them. I will say that there have been times where I really don't know what I'm going to do with some of the yarn that I get, but it's still fun to open it, and then it will challenge me to try to come up with something to make with some of the yarn that I've never used before, I'm not familiar with, or maybe is just more of like a novelty yarn that is a little bit harder to work with and to come up with projects for. But we're going to take a look at this. I think it's $29.99 maybe for this. I think it's 2 pounds of yarn and it's $29.99. Sometimes it'll be on sale for a little bit less. Just depends. I always kind of check back, and if I need yarn, it's one of the things that I kind of look to see if it's on sale or not. If it's not, I probably wouldn't get it, but if it is on sale. And I know I've done these before, but if you haven't seen them, it comes in a really nice bag. It's got a little closure up here so you can easily stuff other yarn or something else. You can use it for a variety of different things, but I like to put some of my whips in here that I don't want to look at for a little bit, or some of my chunkier, bigger yarns that I don't really have a spot for on my shelf. It's just kind of a nice thing to have to keep it tucked away and out of sight if that's what you want. All right, let's take a look at the first. Oh, I love these colors. So this is a basic stitch anti-pilling, and this one is super soft. I have another one of these that I've just used, and I think it is the antimicrobial yarn, which is a little bit more scratchy. It feels like it might have some wool or something in it. This one is super soft. So it's a nice blue tones, grays, whites in there. This colorway is called Fairview. It is 3 ounces and you get 153 yards in there. Feels like a 4 weight. Yeah, it's a 4 weight. And it's really soft. So far I've got one of these. Very nice. and blues are my favorite color, so I could not be happier with this one. And this is kind of funny. Okay, we've got a Schitt's Creek yarn, which I got, I think, from like Meyer a couple of years ago, and I did a review on. So I'll have to link that video. The yarn is really soft. This colorway is Cafe Tropical. It's a 4-weight acrylic yarn. This one's a nice green color. So I can always use just your basic acrylic yarns. And it's funny that I did a review on this, and I have not seen this in a long time, to be honest. I saw it that one time at Meyer, and I think I grabbed a skein or two, did a review on, and I've used it. I just have lost the labels, so I couldn't tell you exactly what projects or where this yarn went to, but it's a nice acrylic yarn. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it was a little bit more expensive than I think a normal like Red Hearts or Loops and Threads or Big Twist yarn would be. And you get 372 yards in one of these, but like I said, it was a little bit more expensive when I got it, maybe just for the name. So one of these, and our absolute favorite, Stitch Soak Scrub. Do you know how much of this stuff that I have that I cannot, I don't know what to do with? This is a neat concept and a neat idea. It's just a little bit hard to work with. I like to hold it with like a cotton yarn. But like, to be honest, I don't make a whole ton of scrubbies and things like that. So I don't really have a use for a lot of this sort of what I would call a little bit of a novelty yarn, a Stitch Soak Scrub. It's a pretty color. It's like a very soft pink, but it's kind of difficult to work with. And I definitely recommend, if you have this, to use a second strand of like just a regular cotton yarn with it, so you can kind of see those stitches a little bit better. There's 92 yards in this. It is a 4-weight, although honestly, I mean, it is kind of thin. But it's basically made out of chains. The yarn itself is just chained up, and then you crochet or knit with those strands that are already chains. It's definitely a scrubby yarn. Some people may have an issue working with it just because of the feel and the texture. It's a little bit different. But like I said, if you hold another yarn up with this, it's not quite as bad. So that's what I recommend doing if you happen to get a bunch of these like me and you don't know what to do with. I guess I'm going to be making a lot of scrubbies. And we have a pound of love. So literally, this took up 1 pound of that 2-pound bag. All right, so this is the Lion Brand Pound of Love. And these are nice. I love having just the acrylic yarn in bulk like this that I can have enough of if I wanted to make something. This colorway is called Straw. 4-weight acrylic yarn. And you get just over 1,000 yards in this skein of yarn. And it's not really coming across on the camera, but it is definitely like a straw color. It's not quite brown. It's got more of like yellow in there. I don't know if you can see that. It's not as muted in real life as it is coming across on the camera. It's definitely a little bit brighter. So it looks like straw or hay. It's a nice color. I don't know what I'm going to use it for at the moment, but I'm glad I have it. This is color that I don't normally stock in my stash. So another reason why I like getting these mystery bags of yarn is because they are most of the time yarns that I wouldn't gravitate towards. I wouldn't just go pull off the shelf and say, hey, I need the straw colored yarn. But I'm glad I have it, because there's always a project or something where I need sort of these random colors that I don't typically get, and then I'm kind of upset at myself for not having them. I have a lot of blues and purples now and pinks for some reason. Blues I always have. I go to the yarn aisle and I see a blue yarn and I just pull it. I love blue. We have one more, another basic stitch. And this is an interesting color. It's sort of Halloween-y actually, because it's sort of orange and brown, dark brown. The colorway is Gold Heather. So yeah, this is kind of a goldy orange and brown. And again, it is really soft. 100% acrylic. You get 185 yards. So I've got that one, and I've got this one, which I love because of the colors, but this is very unique. This again is something that I wouldn't typically pull off the shelf at the store, but it's kind of fun to have this because this would make a great beanie, maybe some gloves. So I'm excited to have this for the fall. And our Santa bag is empty. So that's all the yarn that I got recently. I don't think I'll be purchasing any yarn for a little bit. I've got to finish up some projects. I've got to make some things because I didn't make anything this week. I have a lot of things that I've started, but I didn't get very far in them. I didn't finish them, and I certainly started more projects than I could handle. So next week on Wednesday, we'll take a look at what I've been up to over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully I have something fun and interesting to show you. But until then, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.